Good evening. It's 2 a.m. with Jason. I hope you're doing well. So I was thinking about hopelessness, and I was thinking about times in my life when things, more humorous times when things felt hopeless, because there's definitely times in my life that I felt there's no possible place to go but up from here. But I started thinking about the more humorous side of things, and I remember when I was in seventh grade, I had been taking piano lessons for 3 years from Mrs. Kropansky, who lived in Mine 40. I'm not sure it was Second or Third Street, but she lived down there, and just older lady. And mom and dad would take us down there, and I would get lessons, and Nate would get lessons, and the the motivating factor for me was that when the evening was done, it was usually like seven. One was at seven, one was at 7:30. Half-hour lessons, $1, so the deal was good. And she had cookies for us at the end. And since we were the last one, sometimes we got two cookies. And so I thought this was a great deal for piano lessons. I've been taking it for 3 years, and I remember clear as day the little piano that she had, not inside the kitchen, but right inside the next room there. And I remember her the day that I had not practiced and I didn't know what I was doing, and she said, "Well, just follow the notes." And I'm like, I'm looking, and like the little sticks go up, and she's like, "Sticks? You mean the stems?" I'm like, "They go up like this." So then she's like, "But just look at the notes." Now, mind you, I've been taking piano lessons for 3 years, and at that point, I was like, I'm not really sure what you're talking about." And she's like, "Oh, oh," and she grabs her chest and she has to sit down. And I'm not saying that I almost gave her a heart attack, but she was quite concerned that I had no idea what I was doing after 3 years. And I played the thing every time, but it's just God gave me ability, I guess, to hear what was going on and be able to replicate it. Um, and but I don't know. But I know that we had a long talk that night, mom and dad and I, and because I said I really want to be done with piano lessons. I almost killed the piano teacher. I think it's time for me to go play volleyball at the church. And so because it was the same night as the volleyball league that was starting up, and so they said, well, you have played for 3 years, and yes, you almost did cause great damage for Mrs. Krapansky, so we will let you go play volleyball. And so I remember though walking away and thinking like, oh, good, I don't have to feel like a failure at this. Even though I was able to play, I wasn't good. I wasn't as good at practice. And now if you listen to me play versus listening to any of my other siblings play, I'm not sure about Steve, but the rest of them can all play and play wonderfully. And Nate has done a great job as well. As you guys have heard at the church, with the piano. And so here I am as the oddball out of that. Um, and so sometimes you get that hopeless. Uh, I mean, maybe she felt hopeless as well. For, wow, what am I doing? I thought I was teaching this kid something, but where is it? And I think sometimes in life, it's kind of like this morning. I was trying to back out of the driveway, and the emergency brake was still on. And you know how far you get with the emergency brake still on? Not very far. And and I think sometimes we do that to ourselves. We and then we get frustrated and we say, "Man, it's not going like I want it to go." And part of it is that frustration that we are holding on to, that we are literally holding on to, and it keeps us from being and doing the things that God desires us to do. The verse I want to share with you is in Psalms 34, verse 17 to 20. It says, "When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears them and delivers them out of their troubles. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of all of them. He keeps his bones; not one of them is broken." And I love that. But I think sometimes, even as that is true, it is still tricky for us to be able to let go. We still hold on to it, and we still hold on to not say the brokenness, but the um, the pain of where it is. And so we say, okay, so what am I going to do here? I think the one line from the song that we sang in church, if you didn't get a chance to see it, you really should. The closing song is tremendous. It's by the Afters. It's called "I Will Fear No More," and there's part of it that says this. Verse 2 says, "I will lift my eyes, I will lift my cares, lay them in your hands. I'll leave them there. When the wind and waves are coming, you shelter me. Even though I'm in the storm is not in me." So my challenge for you this evening is to be able to say, okay, God, um, I I may feel hopeless at this. I may feel helpless. I may have been doing it to myself with my emergency brake. But praise you, God, for being the one who can sustain us. I want to lay this down and I want to leave it here. I want to make sure that you take the helplessness and the hopelessness that I'm feeling right now. And I need to lay it on the altar. I need to leave it there, and know that you can sustain me and keep me where I need to be. Um, so that's my challenge to you, and may God give you the strength to be able to leave the hopelessness and the helplessness on His altar this evening. Yeah. Until tomorrow.